Hey everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show Live. Viewers, comments and questions. Dan here.
Mick here. Hello.
That call is just for you, Mick.
I just called
To say I love you.
I'd like to resurrect an old theme, Daniel,
Go on then.
that we've discussed on TPS many times before.
Right.
Oh, at least once before. Every time the word love is in a lyric or a title of a song, replace it with glove.
Okay.
And it's literally a laugh every 25 minutes or so.
I just called
To say I love you. In the name of love. Anyway, welcome everyone. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Bez type dancing should ensue. We hope everyone's jolly good and you can see and hear us. The audio outage last week was obviously user error. User error. Some automation was left on the track. So it went to zero. The volume went to zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a silly boy. Always check your automation, people. Get up in the morning.
Check your automation.
Check your automation. Hello from Greece.
Last thing you do before you go to bed.
Hello from Greece, says Gordon Neal, 438. Hello to Greece.
Lovely.
Glove is all you need, says Craig.
Airfire. Ed says that's the power of glove.
There we are.
Love it.
Sword 5420 is on. Bill Green 3629 is on. Arf number 9 is on. Matt 260. A lot of people with numbers in their names. I wonder if that is because that's how it's displaying. You ever notice that on our tube? Sometimes it says your name and sometimes it says some other cobblers.
I think because there are so many accounts, you put your name in, it says this is your name plus the only one available for you.
In the comments sometimes when you view them, it says Dave Smith and then you refresh it and it says DPC 4869.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's going on about. Anyway, PG Nash is on. Hello from Austria. Hello to Austria. BV, thank you so much, as always, for helping us and being there among the chat and helping the good humans.
James Blessed. Glove, glove me do.
There's some epic ones in here. Keep going.
Airfire Ed is on. Swizz872 is on. Plexico. Duncan, how are you, buddy? Johnny T, 5e3. The dog is making noises. Simon VRDJ is on.
50 ways to leave your glover.
Eagle Ray Rob is on. I think Thorpe is on by the looks of things.
Oh, lovely.
Hello, Thorpe. Miguel Casagrande is on.
Glovers in the air. Glove in an elevator.
You see? You see?
Glove Shack.
Ah, Glove Shack.
Glove
Very
Shack.
good.
Yes. It's very good.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Frankie Walnuts is on. Brian to the Batch is on. Hello, Brian. Zutalor is on. Craig Todd. Andy Bell. Lots of lovely friends. John 777 is on. Bill Green.
Ah, boy.
Glove hurts.
Yep.
Says Greasy Kitchen. Have we had that or anything?
What's glove got to do with it?
I would do anything for glove, says Michael Krause.
But I won't do
that. Yesterday I started gloving you again. Anyway,
I will always glove you.
yeah, I'm not in glove, says J.R. Channing. You see.
Ah, that's what we needed today.
Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she lovely?
See the video now. Oh,
Fabulous.
'tis the smallest things make the best happiness, Daniel.
Oh, that's good.
I think it was Nietzsche that said that in like a rare happy moment.
I
I think it was.
was written on a bookmark. Oh man, sorry. They're really good. They're really good.
Tainted glove.
Tainted glove. I hate myself for gloving you.
There we are.
I'm all out of glove. That's really good. She's an easy glover.
I am going to switch off the super chats because we have too many. BV, thank you for the reminder.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Crazy little thing called glove.
I think we're also struggling with bandwidth as usual. I wonder what that's about.
Oh boy. Fabulous. Oh, I've got two whole lot of gloves in succession. Modern glove. Eat, pray glove. I need a glover that won't drive me crazy. Just gold, people. Just gold.
Gold.
You've done sterling work today. You should all be very proud of yourselves.
Man with the golden love. What? You coming here? You going to say hello to the people then or not? No? Okay. Right, let's get into the super chats then. Oh, housekeeping. Have some housekeeping music, please.
Yes.
Boo-doo, boo, 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 boo-doo, boo. Welcome to Monday the 3rd of November's housekeeping, live from That Pedal Show. The patron giveaway. We've two winners from the October giveaway. As a reminder, there were two. From the lovely folks of Universal Audio, 1176 compressor and a Brigade chorus and vibrato. The winners are both from the UK this month. Rob from Bristol. Congratulations. And Jamie from Droitwich Spa.
Droitwich Spa. Comes from Droitwich Spa.
Special Bossa, congratulations for you. Your pedals are packed up and ready to be collected by UPS tomorrow. News of November's giveaway will be coming soon when we decide what it's going to be. That's it.
UPS. There you go.
Thank you. Zoop. Imagine a transition there. If we had
Radar glove. Sorry, it keeps going.
if we had some production, we could do transitions. Anyway, PG Nash is first in with super chats this week.
Lovely.
Hello, PG. Cheers from Austria, he says. Hope you're all superb. Any ideas for a proper multiple modulation pedal since the Mobius is no analog dry-through? Thanks for all you do. None of them are they?
No, not the digital ones, but if so, certainly one of our favourites is the Ripley 4 from Jam Pedals, where you have a chorus and a phaser in one pedal. This sounds really great. Keeley's just released a thing called the Oaxa, which is a phaser and a it's like a dual phaser vibe thing. It's really cool, but it's hard. The issue with like a multi modulation thing.
Yeah, if you're looking for vibe, chorus, univibe, rotary speaker, if you're looking for the complex modulations, you won't find it in a multi.
Yeah, but as Gordon Rankin points out, the Ripley 4 does have an expression pedal input, and that gives you lots of control in real time, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't really any analog dry-through rotary speakers.
Yeah.
Most of them are digital dry path, unfortunately. And same with digital vibe pedals. It does have to be an analog thing at heart. So you could, if you're really into it and you're really interested, order a custom multi-pedal from Jam, and they'll put a vibe, chorus, phaser. You can't get into rotary speaker and stuff. Anything that's digitally modelled in that type of effect isn't going to be analog drive-through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
the delay times are too small.
yeah.
Like phasers, you're talking fractions of milliseconds that, you know, and yeah, it just, no, it doesn't work.
So your other option is Oh, can you even do this? Can you run it 100% wet? Because then some of the effects don't work properly, do they?
Well, if you run it 100% wet, what's happening is
I meant with the parallel mixer.
Yeah, but so the issue with that is that a lot of the sound comes between the phase relationship between the direct sound and the modulated sound.
Yeah.
If you kill the dry and you go to an analog dry through, you're extending the delay time. Then everything's going to sound like a chorus.
So nothing's right.
No.
Yeah. So sorry, PG. Sorry we don't have better news. I think the our solution to that would be decide which ones you really care about and get those as analog single stomps. Or conversely, if you're using it for a few bits and bobs here and there in a live set, just don't worry about it. Just go with it. Like if it's for a gag effect here and there because, you know, that song has got that 8 bars of that in it, then just don't worry about it. But if you're pinning your hopes and dreams on it, then get good sounding single sound analog drive through.
Look, once
analog things.
If you're into modulation, what's interesting, I know people that have used lots of the multi-effect stuff and they've got into modulation, and then when they hear an old Phase 90 or, you know, just an old classic thing, it's like it's a whole brave new world, you know.
Yeah,
but those things can be cool to discover and explore because they're easy and stuff, and you find the stuff that you like. But man alive, if you like chorus and phaser, grab a Ripley Force, shuffle on your board, it's fresh and pedal, you won't know yourself.
Boom. Airfire Ed, hello
mate.
mate. He says, using the TPS theory many to one, I'm now the proud owner of an American professional thin line Telecaster.
Lovely.
I've not felt this connected in a while, completely uninhibited. Give me your favourite Tele riffs. Well done, Ed. What a cool guitar, man.
Yeah, very cool.
What a cool guitar. Favourite Tele riffs?
Favourite Tele riff would be anything on Zeppelin 1.
The opening of Cracker Soul by Cracker.
Oh, that's good.
Which goes, oh, I need a telly. It's quite a hard bend because you open the G and you have to bend the B string up a semitone.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. I like that a lot.
What about
Yeah, nice.
you have to it's Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones, but you do have to have an open G tuning, really.
Yes, with no E string. No low E.
Pick a key, any key. Other Tele riffs?
The Police. That's a great one.
Nines all the way through.
Gone Fishing. What's
Brad Paisley?
Brad Paisley.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. In all seriousness, what is really cool about tellies and any fixed bridge guitar, if you're relatively fixed bridge, non-vibrato bridge, if you're coming from a guitar that's got a wobbly stick on it, being able to do some string-on-string bends is a really cool thing because nothing
flips
bends,
around.
so you can do the old Seymour Duncan thing. All that stuff.
$843 Larry says life's been good. Joe Walsh, is that done on the telly? I always thought it was the Strat.
That's a different song, is it?
That's Rocky Mountain Way.
Yeah.
It's good.
He did play at telly a lot, didn't he? Well, Ed, I hope the chat is coming to your rescue with loads of cool telly riffs that neither Dan nor I can think of. Of course, Green Onions, yeah, nice one, Chris Quinn. Eruption was played on the telly, obviously, we know that.
Yeah.
He just he had the Floyd fitted to it just for the studio. Never went out on the road with it. Just Portrait of Tracy by Jaco Pastorius, Telecaster.
Oh, Run Like Hell, Chris Smith. Interesting. Oh, Blur. There you go. Song 2 by Blur.
Yeah. And Park Life.
Life.
Sorry.
That's right.
I played this in a band over the summer. I think it's just A, isn't it?
Well, he showed me it was D, A to E.
You can't hear that note though. It's that. That's the note you hear, isn't it?
Yeah, but... Yeah.
Anyway, right. We should hurry up.
Born in the USA. Jason Wallet says, this isn't a bunch of Led Zeppelin Ashley Telly. Loads of it. So much of his recording career was done on the Telecaster.
Happy 11th year, says Plexico. Thank you, Duncan.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, it is. Goodness gracious.
Are we heading into our 12th year?
If we started in 2015, that's your first year.
Oh, okay. So
it's
we're
2025, so this is our
11th year. Right. Sorry, of course, because I just thought it's November, heading into December.
Oh, yeah. For all of you standardly minded people that count your years by
Sure.
December to January, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, man. It's a new year every day for us radical thinkers. Michael Giliberto. Hello, Michael. He says, hi, DNM. I can't be present for live, so I'll catch you on replay. Please take one from the chat. We will. I did see one, actually. Which, of course, it's completely disappeared. It was... Oh, come on. I saw it. It was a really good question as well.
Oh, here we go. From Eagle Way Rob. Either of you ever played an early pine-bodied prototype or broadcaster, Esquire Nocaster? Curious about the sonic differences between pine and swamp ash. Lots of Novos of pine.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, because I love the Novos, but I don't know that I've ever played a pine telly.
I played a Pine Strat
What was that like?
and really liked it.
Really?
And played some, obviously, Pine Novos, like,
Yeah.
like you both say.
They're amazing guitars.
Yeah, we should try one. I haven't tried one.
Because those, like the first prototype of the telly that had that sort of raised middle section and the 3 tuners aside, a headstock thing. And isn't Greg Cox telly a nod to that first prototype telly with the raised middle section?
It might be. Yeah, I don't know. IK Bogle is saying Terraform is analog drive-through and confirmed directly with Wampler. It does decent enough Univibe and Leslie.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So check out the Wampler Terraform, which apparently is analog drive-through. I wasn't aware of that.
Wow.
There you are.
And yet their delay isn't.
I can make you love me.
Oh, boy.
Johnny T. Johnny T. Hello, Johnny T. Johnny T says, hi, what will TPS and your gear look like in 10 years?
Louder, because we're deafer. And
What?
that's a really good question. I don't know when I was a kid, I was always fascinated with technology until I discovered analog and valves and stuff. So I don't know. So thinking back 10 years ago and what's different today, what's different? I mean, not
much.
Not an awful lot, to be honest.
Nope.
Good tone is good tone.
Yeah. Strats, tube amps,
Happy days.
tube screamers.
Yeah.
For me, can't really see it being any different. It's probably lighter amps, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
No, I'm not overly worried. I mean, I hope,
There comes a point where you physically can't carry it anymore.
Well, there comes a point where you can't load it into the car. You can stick it on a sack truck and drag it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not too different then. I don't know if I'm feeling like I don't really have the energy to go out and do... No, I do. Doing like a full-on rock, loud band gig
Right.
is more effort now than it was
Oh, yeah. No, I get that.
20
completely.
years ago. So I don't know if I feel even more like that.
Is
in
that
another
as
10
much?
years.
Is that as much about the performance as it is the music?
Definitely not about the performance.
Right.
I'm fine with that part. But just the hassle of getting it all together, and then I suppose as long as the venues exist and you can go and turn up and play loud and people are in there,
Well, there was
then,
some good news.
then I'll do it.
There was a news report today saying that for the first time in a long time, live venues and nightclubs and stuff are making a comeback, which is great news. So, it's important that the kids have somewhere to play.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry, I just had like a ton of flashbacks thinking, I don't know that it is. But yeah, no, it is. It is. What will TPS look like in 10 years? Hopefully two people that aren't me and Dan, continuing a tradition in a way that is relevant to people who play the guitar in 10 years.
Yeah.
That would be good if it could be a bit more diverse than just me and Dan in terms of taste and, gear choices.
It is something that we have talked about. The problem is when you hear the good stuff, when we have other people come in from the interwebs and they come and hear the stuff, there's like, it just sounds so good and you guys have got the best stuff. And it's like, well, this is the stuff that we love. It'd have to be someone coming on with something that I heard and got excited about. And whether that's an approach and to the way that they did it and created a meaningful noise that way, whatever it is, it would need to be something that had real value to it.
Yeah. God, goodness me, what an interesting discussion that is. It's something that's that whole... I'll make this very brief. We won't go on a massive tangent about it because we could do a whole VCQ about it. But when we did the 250 board challenge and loads of people going, you idiots, why don't you just buy a
multi-effect for 10p?
Yeah, or something really cheap or whatever, because that's what most of us are doing most of the time. And I'm like, well, yeah, you are. I saw another band last week that made me physically angry listening to it. And I was there with two guitar players who are very, very well decorated on many hundreds of records. And they felt exactly the same.
Right.
Just like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
The flipping drums kicked in. It was like, oh man, this is going to be great. Kick drum thwacking me in the chest. Rimshot snare twatting me around the temple going, oh, I like this. Guitars. They were wearing them nice.
Yeah.
They looked nice wearing them. And then they did all the posture. They had all the moves. They did all the arm swinging.
All right.
And I'm like, literally, not totally inaudible.
Right.
But by and large inaudible.
Right.
I'm like, what is the point of that?
Yep.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
Made me angry.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we are. I said I wasn't going to do a tangent. I did. So to your question, Johnny, what will TPS look like in 10 years? As Dan alludes, hopefully loud, on the verge of legality and still causing loads of butt hurt.
Just upsetting everyone.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because we'll be so old by then that our ability to care would have gone so far out the window.
They're deaf anyway.
Great.
They're so deaf. Anyway, okay, moving right along. Simon V, our DJ. Simon, how are you,
Hey,
buddy?
mate.
He says, D&M, I'm loving the pedal reviews. We've started to do more shows where we just whack through a bunch of pedals, and great fun it is too. He says, Encore, can you also please put the With Great Headroom art print on a t-shirt? I'd love to have one. Also, is there any Xmas stuff coming soon? Much love to you all. Actually, that's a good idea, Simon. Thank you. We'll do that. We'll do a Headroom t-shirt. We do an art print that says, with great headroom comes great responsibility, which you can buy from that pedal show store. We ship all across the world. Christmas stuff. I don't know if we're going to do a specific Christmas tee this year. We might just print one of the older ones that was popular.
Yeah.
We may. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. A couple of new designs and a couple of revived designs, just to make sure we've got stuff to buy across the holiday period. Yes, thank you for asking. Johnny T says, if Strat or Telly single coils are banned, what are you using?
If Strat or Tele single coils are banned, what are you using?
PAFs.
Yeah. I concur, good sir. I would use PAFs or I'd use wide range humbuckers. I really love the sound of those. I actually I was at Monty's a little while ago and he's just done a set and I had to play and they just sound amazing. Look at that thing, man. Look at it. It's amazing. You must be the happiest man in the world.
I really am.
That's really, really crazy wonderful.
Gordon Rankin, thank you so much. Gordon sent me a couple of springs, replacement springs that are a bit better than the Brigsby one.
Oh, okay.
I want to say that I can't, anyway. Tell you what's funny, I had a band rehearsal at the weekend and
Which band?
played this in my Strat, the old band, the old
fantastic.
soul band, yeah. And I use this quite a lot because it's just ace.
Just amazing.
I didn't touch this once, just back there.
But it sounds different with that on. It's got balls now. Not that it didn't have balls before, but there's this. That's definitely added something that I really like.
There's a vlog coming up. It'll be this Friday, actually. And the conclusion is it's removed a little bit of bloat and added a bit of bite, which is exactly what I wanted. And whether we use this or not.
That's so cool. So very cool.
Yes. PAFs, Johnny. That's what I'd be using.
This is interesting. David Tompkins says, how many people are still coming up with new pickup winding sounds after 70 years? Surely it's all been done by now. Yeah, but people say that. Then new stuff comes out and it's really interesting. I've seen some really cool new designs. Now, one of the things is all the old designs we use on all the old cool records and that's what we're after. But there's, innovation still happens. There's some really cool things. Seymour Duncan's still out there pushing the boat out.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin the Just, have you got nylon saddles on that 345? Yes, Kevin. Yes. They are the original ones that came with it. And Gibson used the nylon in the first place for the guitars with vibratos. I am going to try some steel ones, though, as well. How's the 345 for microphonic, says Chris Quinn. It's not, the pickups aren't microphonic at all. So you can heavy gain it, and it's great. Get a bit of body resonance feedback, obviously, but that's what we like. Yeah. Gordon Rankin, Mick, I hate my Bigsby. It's been set up a bunch of times, and if used, it goes out of tune pretty quickly. Gordon, watch the vlog on Friday. There's a couple of tips that some people have shared with me that I share in the vlog that you might find helpful. Stuff I had absolutely no idea about, and I'm so pleased I asked the question before I fitted it, because it works great.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Right, let's hurry up. Hey Calamity says, hi, is a wet dry rig just for gigging? When does it make sense to use for recording? I have a JC120 and a Hot Rod DeVille. Yes, you do.
This is a vlog that I'm going to do, because there's a way to do wet dry and wet dry wet recording at home with a single microphone that I've worked out.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's about recording your direct track and then taking that out and then recording one side at a time and then mixing that back on with the track and then panning left and right. But taking going through the board, going through the left side and the right side. And so reamping. And I've done it a bit with my at-home what's it called? The not Grosvenor, the
Grossman.
The Grossman ISO cab. So I love it for recording guitars. And if you've got two mics and you can do them, you can just record two tracks together, all the better. But there is a way to do it with a single mic as well. But the short answer is anywhere. If you're at home practicing and you've got two tiny little amplifiers, wet dry them and you'll sound, it's just such a wonderful big sound to play with. So I just use it all the time. I can't do without it now.
Yeah, I would say that for sparse mixes, simpler music, absolutely. Mic the full wet dry rig. Experiment with panning. Might be you like more of the wet in one and in the other, in the way that they used to split wet effects back in the day. I would say as the music gets more complex and as the mixes get more dense, and if you're tracking things, like if you're double or triple tracking rhythm guitars, if you're trying to fit in with a keyboard, another guitar, other stuff, then it does start to get more problematic at that point, because you've got this huge guitar sound. What are you going to do with it? And then I think that's why in the old days you'd use parallel, well, not in the old days. That's why in decent studios you use parallel effects through buses and experiment with panning and all of that. So totally record wet dry, exactly as Dan said, and it can sound magic. It does start to cause you problems if you want to put 10 tracks down.
Yeah.
Or 20 tracks of guitar,
sure.
or 50 tracks of guitar, depending on what you're recording.
Yeah. But that's when a bus comes in handy, though, right?
Yeah. I often think like close mic'd, smaller amps, very focused sounds work really well when you've got a more complex mix.
Yeah.
Because then the sum of that is bigness. Whereas if you've just got big in the first place, then it's just like hard to
Bloaty McBloat face.
hard to handle, as Otis Redding said, Dan.
That's what he said.
Hey, TPS family, says Morley Robertson. Hey Morley, hope you're well, buddy. He says, I'm thinking of running 2 delays in parallele. Any advice on splitting or summing the signal? I know you've explained it before, but I can't find a video for the life of me.
So, yeah, it's really simple. You're going to have a split before the delay pedals and then a join after them. Now, the tricky thing is, what's the tricky thing? The tricky thing is you need to watch your direct signal. So if it's something that you want to keep as a part of your sound, a nice way to do it is have one of those delays set up kill dry. And the beautiful thing about that is then that delay doesn't have to have an analog drive-through. And you use the analog drive-through and whatever delay has analog drive-through, and then that delay, and you mix on top of that a completely 100% wet delay. And then you join them together. So you split, goes into 2 delay pedals. One has an analog drive-through, one is just 100% wet. And then you blend that in on top when you mix it at the other end of that. What that's really good for is if you don't have a mixer, if you have something that's simple split and join, if you have 2 dry paths that join together, and they're in phase, you're going to get a volume lip boost. So by just using the wet on one delay, you just get the same volume all the way through. It's a really great way to do it. I love parallel delay. And I love having a short slapback and a long parallel on top of that. I think it's a really wonderful way to run delay. So yeah, good luck with that, mate. Have fun. It's a really cool thing to do.
Chris W. Hey Chris, he says, hey fellas, any experience with the Fender Vibra King, Vibralux or Vibra Champ amps? How do they compare with a Hot Rod or Deluxe tone wise? Thanks for everything as always. It depends which ones you're talking about, Chris. Vibra King and Vibralux are very different. Vibralux and Vibra Champ very different. Because obviously there have been amps called that at various different points in Fender's history. Like a vintage Vibralux is a very, very, very different thing than a deluxe reverb, modern deluxe reverb, or a Hot Rod reissue. So I know it's a super chat, but I think the question is a bit too wide. If we could pull some generalizations out of it. So if you think about the difference between a Hot Rod Deluxe and a Deluxe reverb, Hot Rod Deluxe, much, much, much brasher sounding, much more present in the mid-range. It's kind of, on the overdrive channel especially, it's almost got like a Marshall-y mid-range. And that was designed specifically when the Blues Deluxe came out first, and then when it morphed into the Hot Rod. I think Richie Fliegler had something to do with it. He was working at Fender at the time. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And they're just much more present and aggressive in a live environment, especially, than a Deluxe reverb, which has, as we know, the more scoopy mid-range, the more vintagey type mids, until you start to push it into overdrive. So within the amps themselves, there's a colossal array of different sounds. So to say Vibra King, Vibralux, Vibra Champ, Vibra King I think is the biggest one, which was the 3x10.
Yeah, 3x10.
Have I got that right? Vibralux usually a 210, I think. Maybe there was 115 versions.
Yeah.
And then Vibra Champ, I guess, is very small.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I even think, didn't they reintroduce the name for some more recent amps?
Yeah, were they reissues or they just used the name again?
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, so they do the 68 custom type ones.
Right.
The silver panel.
Yeah, with the drip edge and stuff.
Drip edge ones, yeah. So again, okay, generalizations. What we can say about the more modern reissue silver panel Fender amps, i.e. the, as you say, 68 custom Vibra Champ. There's also a deluxe reverb version of it. Bit more push in the mids, bit easier into overdrive, and just a sort of slightly more gained and urgent take on the black panel mid-60s type amps.
Yeah.
I think the idea was that they would be sort of a bit like modded ones,
right?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. The only one I've had any experience with is the 3x10, which is from memory a 60-watt amplifier, and it was hella loud, really, really killer sounding thing. That was, I think Ed O'Brien heard those. He heard Pete from The Who, Pete Townsend. He heard Pete Townsend using it, 2 of those, and he just thought it was the best guitar sound he'd ever heard. He went out and just bought them all.
I wonder if he got onto those because of his Bandmaster, which was a 3x10.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
So Fender reissued the Vibrolux Reverb in the 90s.
Right.
So yeah, you got to play them. You got to play them. And there is a 68 Vibrolux Reverb. Sorry, and I've just realised that's probably what your question is about, the more modern ones. Yeah, so hot rods, different thing entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Much more aggressive in the mid-range. Not really vintage voiced at all, but do have a very nice clean channel that's loud and clear. And then the opposite end of that would be the black panel amps, the deluxe reverbs, most vintage sounding, most scoopy mid-range, and then the 68 custom ones, which I think is what you're talking about, a step away from that to slightly more gain, slightly more modded sort of territory. It would be good to get some of these,
Yeah, I agree.
because people ask about them all the time.
I
I rather
agree.
think we'd like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eagle Ray Rob says, weather is perfect around here for the TPS overshirt. I love these shirts. Thank you, buddy.
They're
so nice.
Yeah, I haven't worn mine for ages. And I've started wearing it because the weather is on the turn.
I've got like 4 of them and I've worn them all out. I had to get something else for today.
Get more then, Dan.
I think I will.
Moon says Townsend must hate his sound though because he's always smashing his guitars out of frustration. There's that great clip of him where he chucks his red Strat. Have you seen that? Can't get it in tune. He just chucks it. His Clapton Strat. Hopefully that was useful, Chris. Miguel Casagrande. Have you ever had a beloved piece of gear modified in the hopes of getting a little more out of it, only to make it worse and never being able to get it to sound or feel the same, even after undoing the mod?
No, I remember when I had red refretted with 6100s, the bass frets, thinking I wanted to be a bit rocker and a bit bigger, and it was just shrill and harsh. So I went back to 6105s and it was perfect again. No, I've not modded something that I haven't been able to get back. I've undone mods before to help. Like I had an old Marshall. It was the JMP. It was JMP 50, and when I bought it, it had loads of mods on it. So I undid all the mods and just put it back to stock. And man alive, it was just the best amp forever, and I sold it for like 300 quid. It was such an idiot. Such an idiot. Such a great amp. And it was a PCB amp, it wasn't one of the hand-wired things.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
But non-master volume.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What was the mod? Sorry, did I miss that?
It turned one of the preamp, one of the output channels into a gain control or something.
Yeah.
So that it had like a gain master volume thing. I just took it all out and just put it back to stock, and I was like, it had the best clean tone. It was so good, man.
I've modded lots of things over the years, some of which have been done brutally and unlovingly on that pedal show. I've only ever modded anything if it's not doing something that it should be doing or that I want it to do. So I wasn't happy with it in the first place.
Yeah.
And therefore, to mod it, I've never modded anything where I've gone, oh yeah, that's really good. I really like that. But people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, I think that's a case of, I don't really know why I want to mod it.
Yeah.
I have, like, my old yellow Strat that I had ever since I was a kid. I did some horrific modifications to that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it ever got any worse. It just became more mine,
Sure. Drilling the holes in the back of it to try and weight relief it. Because the body's still floating around here. It's really funny. And it's still the heaviest Strat body I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah. I did set fire to a Yamaha Pacifica
Well, who doesn't?
for a
set fire to
Guitarist
Yamaha?
magazine feature, and that just burnt a bit too far, so some of the screws wouldn't go back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that definitely wasn't as good after
Yeah.
the burning.
Oh, Thomas Lintrup says, Dan, how about the neck pickup of Red? Oh, man, that was... What an absolute moron. I'd had a couple of beers one night, and I just wanted Red's neck pickup to be a little bit brighter, so I thought I'd just take the cover off. But I hadn't cleared where the cover for the neck pickup sticks through the base plate and like clamps it on, and you got to pull those little tabs back. But I hadn't pulled it back far enough, and it scraped up the wires on one side of the pickup, and it killed the pickup. And I had it rewound and everything. I never got that sound back. But I do have the neck pickup in there, the Dom Air in there now, and it just sounds
amazing.
It does. Sounds amazing. But yes, I could never get the original one back.
Kevin Vandenberg says, "Didn't you mod the Eric Johnson Strat?" I did actually, Kevin, and that's right. That was a mistake. I took the finish off the back of an Eric Johnson Strat neck, and that was a mistake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I went too far.
Okay. Into the wood.
Well, almost.
When was this?
2008.
Wow.
Something like that. That was a bit of a mistake. I mean, it still sounded good afterwards, but yeah, that was a mistake. Yes, well remembered, Kevin. I've done it on guitars since, where I've taken it back less, and that has been a success.
Right. How do you do that?
Very carefully.
With steel wool, or are you talking scraper and
No, never
flamethrower?
that.
And, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the coarsest you go is like 1,000.
Right.
So literally just a bit, end up with steel wool, Scotch Brite.
Okay.
So you're not really taking the finish off, you're just dulling it down a bit.
Okay.
I did a really a good job of it on my reverse headstock Hendrix type Strat, which is in Greece, which is why it's not here being played, because it's the guitar I keep there. And that was great.
Right.
That worked really well.
Got 669 dudes and dudettes hanging out with us today.
669.
Goose drank the wine?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Neighbour of the Beast.
No, that's 668.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
Over the past years, I discovered my interest in Strats, says Thomas Gelnar. Thomas, how are you, buddy? Nice to hear from you. Thomas joined us on an experience day. He said, I played a Vintera. Last Friday, I bought a Gallagher Strat. Yes, you did.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Just wanted to share my joy and say thank you for the immense Strat input.
Is that a Rory Gallagher Strat?
I assume so.
Wow.
Don't think it's a Noel Gallagher Strat.
The classic Noel Gallagher Strat.
I went to the launch of the Oasis
Yes.
guitars.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't been to. Sometimes you've got to go to London every now and again just to remind yourself that it's there. And Gibson were kind enough to extend an invitation, so I went to the Gibson launch of the Noel Gallagher Gibson Les Paul Standard, the Gem Archer, let's say Sheraton Masterbuilt, and the Bonehead Riviera.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice night. Nobody in Oasis in any way present. Otherwise, it was good. Actually, seriously, if you're in London and you can go there, go to the Gibson Garage. It is really, really, really good. Extremely impressive facility. And bless him, there's a guy I know who's worked at Gibson for many, many years, and he gave me a tour, showed me around. And you go upstairs into the inner
There's
sanctum.
an upstairs bit.
Well, so when they have Artist Day, there's the inner sanctum upstairs, but then there's the inner sanctum that has a secret door.
Oh, wow.
It's very cool. It's very, very cool.
I've queued for the Gibson Garage, but have never made it in.
That busy. Mm-hmm. I bought a dog collar. It's 30 quid,
Nice.
which made me think we should start selling dog collars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice one, Thomas. Enjoy the Strat. Simon VRDJ says, RIP to G&L guitars, who've been wounded down. Yeah, so we heard there was talk of Fender buying it. I don't know if Fender have bought it.
Right.
Yeah, it's sad to see any company go. I was a big fan of G&L guitars.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, a friend of mine from Weymouth called Marco Rossi played an ASAT Classic with the pickups that look like P90s but aren't, the oversized ones. And so I bought my first ever proper American guitar was a G&L ASAT.
Right.
And I played that as my main guitar for a long time and loved it dearly. But for me, what G&L then did was went offshore and built a load of cheap guitars, a lot of which were over heavy and not massively alluring.
Oh, interesting.
Where its USA guitars were really nice and gorgeous and all of that. And I just don't know that did any good for the brand, personally speaking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Music Man have managed okay with
Yeah.
it, with their offshore ranges, and PRS have managed okay with it. But I just don't know if G&L had the brand clout to do it. I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn, but yeah. So I don't know if somebody will buy it or if Fender has bought it and will revive it. But for those of you who don't know, G&L, George Fullerton and Leo Fender, is one of the things that Leo did after he left Fender. That's what G&L stands for, and they. By all accounts, Leo Fender was always about progress, right? He was about doing things better. He was about moving forward with design and all the rest of it. And after parting ways with Fender, which I assume was part of the CBS buyout, I don't know the history exactly. Obviously, he was involved in Music Man and then G&L.
Right.
So, yeah.
So apparently Fender has bought it.
Okay.
But there's Scotty Brookway says they only bought G&L so they can use Leo and George in their lit again. And then
there you
go. Chris Quinn says Fender did buy it, took Leo's signature and likeness, and they'll probably chuck the rest in the bin. And then Matthew says Fender bought G&L for the rights to Leo Fender's name.
Okay.
So that's very interesting. Yeah, one of my favourite guitar players, and actually my first ever gig with customer, a guy called Mark Johns, who would be my long-time guitar teacher. Astonishing guitar player, and he played in a prog band, like a proper prog jazz band called Pond Life, and that was all done with a G&L ASAT, something like that.
ASAT's the telly.
Oh no, this was the Strat version.
One. Legacy.
The Legacy. And some of the sounds he would get off that are just astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, all the things that I've always said I hate about pickups, ceramic magnets, high output, all of that. The ASAT with that just sounds utterly killer.
Yeah.
We've actually got one out there.
We had it on the show before. It was like,
it's just in a case in the other room. And that is a phenomenal sounding guitar.
It really is. It really is.
I got rid of my red one because it was just like an acre thick in polyester. And I just can't stand it. It's not my thing. Yeah. Jason Hattrick. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
I found a solution to my amp playing the radio. I switched it to the classical channel, so now I have a full orchestral backing.
Awesome.
Well done, mate. He says, I saw Tom Morello 2 nights ago and I am changed. What's a show that changed you?
Ooh, what a great question. The most recent show I saw that changed me was Idols. I saw them a few years ago at the Brixton O2 Academy, and I'd never seen anything like it before. I try and catch them live whenever I can now. And it was just the most astonishing experience. It's not, and the music is amazing, but it's the experience and the way they use tone and texture just to pummel you into submission in a very beautiful way. And the crowd was so lovely. Like they all wanted to jump around like maniacs, but it was so, like if someone fell over or whatever, everyone would stop and help. It was really lovely to see, you know. It's brilliant. So that's the most obvious one.
Most recent one for me was Blake Mills and Pino Palladino the other night in Cardiff. And I've said it before, so I won't retell the story necessarily, but I heard and saw things I have never heard or seen before after God knows how many years doing this. And the artistry was just...
a whole other level.
Completely other level.
And it was so beautiful to see and just to know that they're out there doing that.
Yeah.
To know that there are musicians at that level still out there doing that, just blowing people's minds.
The music was one part of it for me. The other part was the audio and the fidelity.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, can I get a moan in here?
Hang on. Mix moan.
And then you've got to end on a minor chord.
Hey. Mix moan.
Perfect. One of the things I get frustrated about with rock gigs, I love rock gigs, right? And if you go and see a rock band in a small club or something, or even in a big venue, and it's pumping loud and you can hear the guitars off the stage and you can hear the drums and all that. It was a time and a place. And for those of us that remember that, and I'm sure this is exactly what you're describing with Idols. It was all of that. It's a very moving and life-changing experience. When I see a lot of rock bands now, it's not that. It's a sort of very tame facsimile of it. And because of stage volumes, because of in-ears, because of so many things, and it's a different game now.
Compromise after compromise after compromise after compromise, and that's what you get.
Becomes exactly that.
A pastiche of what,
And I'm just like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be around it. It's
there's that and there's that. I don't want that.
Yeah. Compound compromise is what it is. And yet to then pick the mood up a little bit, Blake Mills and Pino, and I'm really sorry I can't remember the name of the other two guys. One of them's called Chris Dave, I think. And it was a very analog musical experience with a lot of fidelity and fantastic sonics at a volume that was loud enough to feel, not too quiet to go, I don't know why I'm here, and not too loud to go,
It genuinely transported me.
It was a 360 full experience of vision, sonics, vibration, and all the other things that we can't explain.
Yeah. If you get the chance to go and see that show, Blake Mills and Pino Palladino, it is astonishing. But we do have a couple of flexes here. John W777 says, well, it was either AC/DC in 1979 or Van Halen in 1980. I'm like, And then directly after that, David McIntosh says, Stevie Ray at the El Macambo in 1983. Yeah. It was awe-inspiring. I mean,
you were there.
Was it really awe-inspiring? Really?
You were there.
Far out, man.
You were there.
What's the story with that video? Apparently they forgot they had it. They found it years later.
I don't know. It's a remarkable show, though.
It's astonishing. Astonishing.
His tone and his playing are just off the charts.
Yeah.
Good for you for being there. That is the coolest thing. I'm never had the great pleasure of being to any world-changing gig like that. Well, I don't mean world-changing. You know what I mean. My grandparents saw Hendrix live in a little club, says Honeyburst 17.
And then your mum was born 9 months later.
Metallica, Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, it's good. It's all still happening somewhere in the world.
I tell you what, Bruce Springsteen was amazing. I got tickets for a friend's stag do. And I've always liked Bruce, but I've never thought, he's someone that I need to go and see. But tickets, okay, I'll go and see Bruce. And I stood next to the sound desk. This is when they just reopened Wembley. I think he was the first person to play there when they reopened it. And I stood there for 3 hours, absolutely captivated by one of the best rock and roll shows I've ever seen in my life. No big light shows, no amazing pyrotechnics, none of that stuff. Bruce, he was 70-something, and the E Street Band just killing it. And the weird thing is, after that, hearing him do that live, right? And the funny thing is, the one album of Bruce that I would play quite regularly was Darkness at the Edge of Town. He played the whole thing, start to finish. And I was like, oh, is he really going to do this? And it was amazing. But, you know, sometimes when you're stood in one place for a long time, it's like, oh, back's a bit sore, legs are a bit... It felt like I was there for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Transported you.
It was just wonderful. And then listening to his music after that is now a different thing.
Yeah, you like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I completely love it.
Yeah, it puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
Too much.
And there's a new Bruce Springsteen biopic coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Which looks really good.
The guy from The Bear plays
The guy
him,
from
doesn't
The Bear. He's brilliant.
Yeah. He was on Graham Norton a couple Fridays ago.
He was also on what's the chili challenge one? First We Feast. The Hot Wings thing. It was great. I love that show.
What channel's that on then?
That's on YouTube.
Oh, right.
But they have all the biggest artists in the world going there, and they ask them questions while they're eating.
I obviously
hotter
only
and-
watch BBC One, Dan.
Okay. Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. Because what's interesting, I think you would like it because the interviewer is a genius.
Right.
And the research they do, and they're asking these people questions they've never had before, and they're like massive Hollywood stars.
Yeah.
And whenever
I
they've
am
got,
aware of it.
yeah, whenever they've got someone to promote, they go on there. But the Chili's put them in this real, like almost other like altered state. It's really fabulous. But the interviewer, man, because he eats along with them. His insides just must be an absolute mess.
Lots of concerts coming in. Thank you for sharing all of that, everyone.
Yes, hot ones. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Sword says, Legs, hope you're both well. We are.
Yes, thank you, mate.
Nearly all of my gigs are through various house backline amps. Thoughts on building a board for that application that provides some consistency? What about a tube preamp or an EQ pedal?
I think that's a really great shout.
What are the amps is my first question.
Yeah.
What do you see most regularly?
Please tell us, because I think that's a really interesting show to do. And we'll get them on here and we'll tame them and unleash them.
We would absolutely say tube preamp because if it's like hot rods are so ubiquitous as backline amps, Fender Hot Rod Deluxes and DeVille's, and they have power amp in. They have an effects loop, which they confusingly call preamp out and power amp in, which is actually not confusing. It's much more
That's literal.
than what an effects loop is. But I've had people say to me, my hot rod doesn't have an effects loop, but it does have a preamp out and a power amp in. I'm like, and so you can plug straight into the power amp in using your tube preamp pedal or any other kind of preamp pedal for that matter. I think that's a really great way to go because here's the reason. How we would run effects in a typical way would be combinations of drives and modulations and things like that, and it might be that you prefer some modulations before your drives and some after, depending on what they are. But in general, and I do say in general, we say in general, delay and reverb after overdrive. Okay? So if you're doing the old thing of running into an overdriven amp, and you've got your delay pedal and your reverb pedal on your board, as cool as that is, and if you're going for that sound, brilliant. But the dreaded most people tend to want their reverbs and delays after overdrive and distortion, which is why in the main effects loops exist in the first place. So you can get the reverb and delay sounding clean. What going into the effects loop return of a Hot Rod Deluxe or a DSL or anything else that's got an effects loop on it means you can have on your pedal board your tube preamp, your overdrive pedals before it, and your lovely, clean sounding, nice, modern digital delays and reverbs after. And you can plug those straight in to the effects loop return of your rented backline amp, bosh, happy days. Adjust your EQ up a bit on your tube preamp pedal and you're going to get a really consistent
Yeah.
result from gig to gig.
Yep. It's a really fabulous way to do it.
Obviously, then, if the rented backline is something without an effects loop, you're just going to have to set it so it's not overdriving too much and go straight in the front. But
The way the good Lord intended.
do you see clients doing that?
Uh,
Or are they
I see.
more-
No, we do some backline rigs, but generally it's more. This is my thing.
Right.
This is this is what I tour with. Yeah. I think the reality is though, with the Hot Rod Deluxe, you can plug into the clean channel of that with some decent pedals, and hard to make those things sound bad. You know.
Yeah. But then if it's a Hot Rod Deluxe one night and a DSL the next night.
Oh,
and a-
completely. Yeah.
yeah. At least if you've got a pre,
Yeah, that's right.
you can... It depends how attached to your own sound you are. Like Boss Enjoyer says, I just play the amp. Well, yeah. That's all very well, isn't it? I remember doing a gig on the Isle of Wight once and they said, what guitar amp do you want? And I was like, well, doesn't really matter as long as it's loud and clean. Line 6 Axis 212.
Ooh.
I was like, oh.
Ooh.
What I meant was as long as it's loud, clean and has tubes in it. And that was a disaster, but it sounded all right. If I'd had a preamp pedal, I could have got something close to a decent sound, but just with my overdrive pedals into that, it was
Yeah.
a disaster.
Yeah, horrific.
So,
Johnny T 5e3 says Leslie West into a Sun PA head was
oh,
a game changer for him. Man, wow. I played an old Marshall PA head once that belonged to Charlie Chandler. It was an absolute monster of an amp.
completely awesome. I'm just going to check that things are healthy.
Okay. Igor Rob, we may do. I'm not sure yet if it's going to make it, but we may do. Asking about Christmas releases
Yes.
for gig time, and we may do. We'll see.
I've come back to report that everything's healthy,
Great.
which of course is the kiss of death
Okay.
for things being healthy.
That's a reverse McMahon's.
Yeah. Major 7 on the end.
That is.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. That was like the jazz version of Jailhouse Rock.
Went to a party at the county jail.
Wine bar. The rhythm
That's
section wasn't
brilliant.
allowed in because it would be too loud.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, Ryan Guntwich Black says, saw Sun in a theatre in Duval. Sun has to take the metaphorical biscuit
Yeah.
for gigs. Yeah. Right, hang on, where were we? We were then on to, and to finish your question, Sword, EQ pedal, yeah, can help, can certainly help. Like if you go from let's say you go from a 65 Deluxe reverb and you have to manage sensible stage volume, you're not going to get that thing into overdrive very well. And when they're quiet, they are quite mid-scoopy.
Yeah.
So you can push a few mids there. Conversely, if you've got an amp that's... So yeah, an EQ pedal can certainly help. But I would say a good tube preamp pedal with a comprehensive EQ on board will take you a long way. A long way there. Tom Bukovac, of course, won't be without an EQ pedal, and we know that he's the best, so
Can't argue.
you can do what he does. And I'm not saying that with any kind of sarcasm, by the way. He is the best. Andrew R.
Hello, Andrew.
D&M, happy November. No question today. Have one from the main chat on me. Thank you, Andrew. That's very kind of you. It's the cereal guy. Thankfully, cereal guy,
Right.
not a serial killer.
Oh.
looking for my first fuzz. Contenders are a Boss FZ1 Wazza, a Wampler Cryptid Fuzz,
They're good.
or a Mythos Golden Fleece. Any suggestions?
They're quite different.
Yeah.
The
Is the FZ1 Wazza digital?
please tell me it's not, because then it's not Wazza. It shouldn't be. So that is in the 70s, there was a Japanese style fuzz, the Univox, and the Duo Fuzz, and it was the companion fuzz. The Shin was the company that was making them, and the FZ1 was a version of that.
I would just like to confirm for the class that the FZ1 Wazza is analog. It is not
Right.
digital. I didn't mean to cast such desperately poor aspersions upon it.
Right. And the interesting thing about that fuzz is it's almost Big Muffy. It's a very big sounding fuzz, but it has a lot of harmonic, a lot of octave in there. And when you said you liked that one thing that did pop into my mind was the Big Puffed, the new fuzz from Mythos. It is freaking awesome. And it has a lot of that character, but it's not as messy. It's muffy, but tighter, and like it has octave and character in there. It is fabulous. That would be my, check that one out as well as the others. I think that would, that's really wonderful.
Yeah, I think the one that... so the Golden Fleece is a really, really great pedal. It's one knob, as you know, and it's kind of very much a more or less thing. Cleans up kind of nice. The Golden Fleece to me sounds like a really aggressive distortion.
Right.
So if you like that, then go that way. If you want something that is more overtly fuzz, the FZ1 is the next option. And the Cryptoid, I just don't know enough about it.
It's like a heavy... we played it on the show.
Oh, yeah, so we did.
We did. There's a special part in the circuit. A really cool sounding thing, I think. But all of the fuzzes that you described there's a bigness to them. Not to say that the fuzz face and that aren't big. They are, but why I like, if you're getting into fuzz, the reason I think the fuzzes that you've chosen are good is they have normal input impedances, which...
Feel free to disagree with me, Dan. I think when you turn a Big Muff on, you're like, oh, that's a fuzz pedal.
Yeah.
Whereas all the others, they're like, I've got... You're like a tone bender and a fuzz face. You're like, oh, I have to
work.
I have to
that
do
one.
more
Yeah,
to this to make it sound like a fuzz pedal. Whereas a muff is like, oh yeah, that's what a fuzz pedal sounds like.
Apparently we're frozen.
Oh well. Let it go, let it go. Down at the New Amsterdam. I think with that. Boss Enjoyer is saying muff is a distortion. Well, they sound fuzzy to me. Good.
Yeah, the Big Muff is a fuzz. It's cascading gain stages and
3 transistor
yeah.
behemoth. Good day, DNM, says Sean Jeremilatos. Hello, Sean.
Hello, mate.
He says, good day, DNM. I'm homesick with COVID and glad for VCQ.
Oh, bless you.
Well, we hope you're feeling better soon, Sean. If you had to choose 4 pedals for a pub gig, all from one manufacturer, what manufacturer would that be, and what would the pedals be?
Oh, great. I'd choose Analog Man. I'm going to go with the AIDX20, the Bi-Chorus, the King of Tone, and There are the Astrofuzz.
Nice.
Come on.
I'd go jam. I would have a Lucy Dreamer.
Oh,
Like the double. Is it called the double Dreamer? Which is basically the bit tube screamery,
Yep.
bit extra stuff. Lucy Dreamer Supreme. And there's also a double Dreamer, and I forget what they are. Anyway, they're really great. I would have the get this. I don't know if anyone's really seen this.
it's a bit of Mick Walker music. What's that one? What's in the box?
Harmonious Fall,
Oh yeah, come on.
which is a harmonious monk and a Ripley and a waterfall chorus custom shop is utterly killer.
Wow.
Delay Llama Extreme.
Come on.
Uh,
Scoring all the goals, Mick is kicking all the
which
goals.
is up here somewhere. It's up there somewhere.
Yep.
And one of their fuzzy things on the front, or a rattler.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Rattler's a good shout.
Oh, there's the Air Child. I've been looking for that for a week.
There you go. See, I didn't steal it.
I called the police. Either that or the one with the duck on it. There's one with a duck on it that just sounds utterly immense.
Look like a fuzzy duck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Does he?
Does he? Oh, that's very funny. Okay.
That is a great drinking game. So either that, I think it's called the Eureka, is it that one?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, Eureka. Really good fuzzy distortion or rattler. So position 1, fuzzy duck or rattler. Position 2, Lucy Dreamer. Position 3, harmonious fall.
Yeah.
Position 4,
The Dalai Lama Extreme.
Delay Llama Extreme. I mean, that
Magic.
utterly magic.
Yep.
Or you could just buy the Greg Koch calculator or whatever it's called.
The Cockness Monster.
Yeah, you could just buy that instead, and that
Yeah.
would do the job. Sorry, jammers, that I can't remember the names of pedals.
You know. Oh, they are written on there.
They are, yeah. Just brain not so good. So what's everyone else saying then? The one with the duck is epic, says Bill Green. Analog Man, Scott Curry saying. Todd Roy says, Mick, are you still liking the Bigsby 05 345? I love it, Todd. There's a vlog coming this Friday. It's going to be a vlog from me on Friday, I'm sorry to say, because the show we were going to put out, we've had to redo because we didn't understand something about one of the pedals. So we were a show down, so I thought I'd stick the 345 vlog out. I know you lot, being lovely humans, won't mind that, but some of the other people get a bit annoyed when it's just me. But it is just me. So anyway, that's what that's going to be.
I'm there in spirit.
Catlin Bread says Andreas Johansson. Yeah. I mean, Boss would be an obvious shout.
Well, yeah, of course.
Would be a really obvious shout. I feel for Boss sometimes. You know, they made all this, really, didn't they? Them and MXR. And sometimes we do overlook them a bit. It's the buffer. It's the buffer.
Dan's brain's buffering.
It's the
Yeah, no,
buffer.
I agree. I think we do take them for granted. Mick and I have been to the Boss factory in Japan and met with their engineers and hung out, and they're as passionate as any engineer in this industry you've ever met in your life. They are completely 100% in. They love it. Yeah, and I agree.
Preston Buchanan.
Preston Buchanan.
Preston Buchanan. says, nothing's knocked the protein, the brown protein, off my board, but I'm buying a King of Tone. I'm worried about falling out of love with the protein, and as I'm falling in love with the KOT, how can I capitalise on their differences and find a use for both?
So, okay, the King of Tone, you've got two of the same circuits in there that you can have on either like a clean boost, overdrive, or distortion, and that just turns on the clipping diodes. But those two circuits are based around the blues breaker. Now, the protein has a blues breaker in one side, and I want to say a ODR1 in the other. Is that right? And the ODR1 is quite different, and it's got a different bottom end character, and it's a really cool thing. For me, the King of Tone, and the King of Tone sits apart from all other blues breaker pedals, and I can't tell you why. I can tell you that I've been using a King of Tone for forever, and I still love it to this day. It is the one, you know, in a challenge, it's a one pedal that I can grab, and I know I can make it sound great. It's a really special thing. Protein is fabulous. It's really great. I think you're going to have some fun times with the King of Tone. The waiting list is not a ploy. People buy them and love them. They're really spectacular. So enjoy it.
I would add to Dan's thoughts by saying I'd use the protein for the gainier stuff, and I'd use
that's a good shout.
the
Actually,
KOT for the big, clear,
clean.
transient stuff.
Yeah, and put the KOT after the protein,
I totally agree.
because then you can. So that's a really good way, right? Because the higher gain stuff on the ODR1 side, really cool, you know, for the high gain stuff. But then you can
KOT
use
doesn't really do that convincingly for me.
it doesn't. You can stack them together and get a stack
good
thing,
sound,
but it doesn't do that thing. But if you have a clean and an overdrive on the KOT, the overdrive is gorgeous, but then the clean boost you can use as a boost for the higher gain pedals that sit before it. Try that. I think that would sound spectacular.
Yeah, 100%.
Good shout, man.
Yeah. You got some good noises there. Brian Carpenter. Hello, Brian.
Hey, mate.
Brian says, question I brought up on in the Facebook group. Do you all use the Gig Rig 321 just for ease of switching, or are you using the preamps to balance between guitars?
We don't use the preamps. We're just switching through guitars.
Yeah. I think they have a more specific function than just level setting. Level setting is definitely one way you could do it. But obviously, by switching the preamp on, you then introduce some other stuff into the signal chain, which you might not necessarily want between your guitar and your fuzz pedal, for example. But if you're switching between like electric and acoustic guitar, or two very, very different type of electric guitars, really, really super useful. But no, we don't. We haven't turned off. Jason Sears comes in with a challenge. Dan has to build a one brand pedal board for Mick from a company that he doesn't commonly gravitate towards.
Ooh.
Mick does the same for Dan. High scores for the best sounding and most likely to use rig. That's nice.
I dig it.
I'm gonna screen grab that.
Yep.
That's great, Jason. Thank
Very
you.
good, mate. Well done.
Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. Okay. Thank you, Jason. Mateusz Jimzinski.
Oh, nice.
Mateusz Jimzinski, and I apologise if I've said that wrong, Mateusz. He's in Poland. He says, hi TPS, I've got a show idea. Marshall inner box pedals into a deluxe reverb. Can it really get that Marshall tone? You've got some great Marshall amps to compare. Yeah, that would be a great show. That's another great show.
Okay, I dig it.
I'd read it before I'd read the last one, so I screen captured it at the same time.
Nice. All right, there we go. There's the 2 shows for next week done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Love it.
We like the ideas. Thank you.
Yep.
Lambert Pig. Lambert Pig says, what more do you lack? It's a great question.
Oh boy.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
A band.
Peace.
Thank you, Lambert Pig. Jim B. Hey, Jim. Howdy, gents. I have a G&L ASAT from the 90s. The bridge pickup is microphonic. The neck is not. Can a pickup become microphonic? Thanks for what you do.
Yeah, I guess so.
Really weird, because that, for those of you that watch the £250... Hang on, let's talk about you first. Is it an ASAT Classic or is it an ASAT Special? Because if it's an ASAT Classic, that means it's a pickup and a bridge like this. And there are all kinds of things that can be microphonic in there that might not necessarily be the pickup.
Yeah.
Right? You can get vibrations, little squeals and all kinds of things. And it's one reason that Tom Anderson, among others, cut the bridge off there and mount the pickup directly in the guitar.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and the G. Smith Telecaster, if you remember that from Fender.
No. Attractive.
I'm just trying to do interesting incidental music for you, Dan. And over the years, there have been various fixes for that whole bridge assembly being microphonically noisy, right? If it's an ASAT Classic, the pickup is not like this at all. It's a bigger pickup and it's in the guitar. It's not... is it in a pick guard? Can't remember. Anyway, it's not in a bridge like that. So, investigate that as number one. Can a pickup become microphonic? Really interesting. So, this pickup here was in my ES335. And I used that with incredible gain.
Yeah.
And
right.
it never, ever, ever was microphonic. I put it in here. It's microphonic as...
Really?
That was the beginning of the audience's listening, wasn't it?
What? Is that the one you're talking about there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an ASAT Classic, yeah.
So, there you go.
Your friends can play with you. Mr. Vi, turn it down! What, like this? I said turn it down! Anyway. Your friends can play with you. Shh. I don't know why I was listening to that at the weekend. So yeah, I think pickups can become microphonic.
Is that on? What's that on?
Passion Warfare.
Is it?
I think so. Isn't it?
Yeah, it must
Bring
be.
your friends up.
Must
They can
be.
play with you.
Yeah.
I wrote this song for all my friends. When I grow up, I want to be a famous rock and roll star. Anyway.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Do. Shh. Sorry, we are talking about The Audience is Listening from Passion and Warfare by Stephen Vai from about 1990 or thereabouts. I think they can go microphonic. I think something can change in the pickup. Now, one potential thing is, I don't know what the pot situation is in a pickup like that. Like it is said with covered humbuckers, if over time it moves, the cover itself can vibrate and cause microphonics, and that's one of the reasons I believe Van Halen took his off.
Okay.
I don't know. So yes, I do think they can go microphonic because that one has. So
Okay.
if anyone has anything to add to that, please do. You can get them re-wax potted if you want to do that. That one isn't potted massively in the first place because
Right.
it's unpotted. Oh, mummy. What's everyone saying about that?
Has said, Vi, if you reached out to him, he'd so do it. Thank you, Oliver Hutton. And then Moon says, Dave's not here, man. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, wax wears off, says Todd Roy. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Wax on, wax off, says Truce Nedden. You boys are whacking off of my van. Remember that? Was that King of the Hill?
That was very good. That was very good.
Yes, so I think they can. Frankie Walnuts Art says, challenge. Can you create your favourite amp sound with pedals, i.e. Mick with his 2-rock and Dan with his Vox? No. And the reason is my favourite amp sound is an amp being hit with pedals.
Yeah.
I don't have a favourite amp sound that's just the amp alone, with the possible exception of Robin's Dumble.
Yeah. Yeah. He's around. We should get him on.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And I also would say, Frankie, without being, just as boringly boring as I always am, then you've got to plug it into something. And actually, what we love about our favourite amps is 50% the sound and 50% the physical experience. I'd say it's at least that with me, maybe even more. It's not just the sound. Like when I hear it recorded back, I'm like, it sounds okay. Could have done that with 4 or 5 different amps.
Yeah, right.
But actually what I love about the sound of it is the feel of it.
Yeah.
And that's something that is very hard to get across unless you're stood in front of it. But hopefully we've all had the chance to do that, either with it, when we're playing ourselves or when we go to a gig and hear a great player play at patent pending volume.
Ryan Gunwich Black says, I often think about Robin's Dumble. So do we, mate. Haunts me.
Me too.
Yep. What a sound.
Yeah. I'm just silent because I'm thinking about it.
Me too. Here you go, Rob. Robin's Dumble, that which I lack.
It was definitely a life-changing experience.
Yeah. It's just insane. It's just crazy.
Jeff Martin. Jeff's got a challenge idea. He says, favourite pedals from each decade? 80s to now. Following decades can't have a derivative of a winning pedal from the past. Winners to board 1. Winning boards face off for the ultimate pedal glory. Do they call this March Madness? Is that what that is?
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
Is that what that is?
Like old round robin or
Is
something.
it in ice football or basket hockey?
Yeah, space ball sports.
So let me see if I can understand this then. So you get your favourite pedals from each decade, 80 to now. And then the following decades can't have a derivative of a winning pedal from the past. Winners go onto one board. The winning boards face off for their ultimate pedal glory. I might need to write that down and try and understand that properly, Jeff. I partially understand it. Do you understand it?
I think so.
Simon V. RDJ says, that sounds like a pedal version of Highlander. There can be only one. Okay, I like it. I'm going to grab that as well. Jeff, thank you very much. And Frankie, we'll grab your idea as well and see if there is a way to do that. Anthony Mapplethorpe. Hello, Anthony. He says, compressor help needed. I have an ED Warden. ED? Earthquaker devices?
EQD.
It just says ED, but...
Emotional damage.
Warden, which is optical but has a volume jump initially when turned on. Not sure if that's the optical nature. Options for a gentle compressor without that jump. What that might be, Anthony, if you take a Dynacomp, for example, the attack time isn't very quick.
That's right.
You're probably better explaining this than me.
So you've got the amount of time it takes for the compressor to grab the note. So what it's doing, when it's on and it's compressing, it's looking for those peaks and it's grabbing the note, but it also has an amount of makeup gain, right? And that's the difference between a compressor and a limiter. A limiter just grabs the peaks and brings them down, but won't touch the low notes. A compressor controls the peaks, but also brings up the low notes. So it's like a tube of toothpaste. You're squeezing it both sides. But with something like a Dynacomp, what happens is you kick it on, you hear the makeup gain first, and then it grabs the note.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Because it takes a little while.
Yeah.
And yeah. Definitely part of its charm.
I'm just going to Google ED Warden and see if we can figure out what that is.
Okay. Evan Ward says electrical dysfunction.
Getting Ed Warden up.
Okay.
Ed Warden looks nice. Got a nice moustache.
He's an attractive man.
So the compressor that we would always recommend for anyone kind of just wanting a great all-round compressor that sounds like a compressor and has a really good range of features is the Wampler Ego.
Yeah.
And the Mini Ego is excellent.
Really fabulous.
I've just Googled erectile dysfunction.
Dysfunction. Yeah.
Instead of electrical dysfunction. Do you
want me to show you how to clear your browser history?
That's very funny, Dan. That's very funny.
That was
And it was entirely required. And now I've just Googled electrical dust.
The Zero guy says it's earthquaker devices, earthquaker being one word. But normally it'd be EQD, I would have thought.
What was it called again? EQD. I just want to see what kind of pedal it is. Warden. There we go. Sorry. Warden optical compressor. Feature set. Studio grade units. Complete control over attack, release. Okay, so definitely set the attack super fast, whichever way that is, left or right. What you should be able to do with that pedal is set it in such a way that it doesn't do what you're explaining. And then you can go from there. It might be that you've got the ratio turned up and you've got the level turned up quite a lot so that it's doing exactly what Dan explained with the MXR one, where because it's a compressor, if you're not feeding any signal into it, it's going, there's nothing here, I need to make it louder. And then when you hit it, it's got to make it quieter. So that bass level needs to be down a bit. So turn the level down, turn the ratio down, get the attack fast, and see if that helps. If that doesn't help, it's a really, really good compressor, this. So I'm sure that its attack must be fast enough to do that for you.
The only other thing I would say Is there a level control?
Yep.
Direct level control.
No.
So okay, but there's a blend control on it.
And no blend. Tone, attack, release, level, ratio, and sustain. And the ratio is how much the gain reduction affects the
Oh,
signal.
interesting.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Have the ratio down low as well. Yeah, try that. Try running some very, very subtle settings on the compressor, which means all the knobs down a bit, and see if that solves the problem and come up from there. Might be the way to do it.
Yep.
I
And
hope
also,
hope that helps.
how are you powering it? Are you giving it lots of voltage? Does it have the facility to have lots of voltage? I'm assuming you're just powering it with 9 volts. But yeah, I mean, definitely I would reach out to Earthquaker because they're very good and they'll have answers.
Yeah. 40 Watt Podcast. Hello
Hey.
to you.
Hey,
40
mate.
Watt Podcast. He says, I just finished Texas Flood, the inside story of SRV, and I'm fully back down an SRV rabbit hole. Got any other great recommendations for music, guitar related books?
Yes, the Johnny Marr autobiography
It's really good.
is fantastic.
It's really, really good. The Keith Richards one is excellent, although I haven't read it all.
Right.
I've
that'd be wild.
listened to bits of it, and I
Okay.
keep meaning to.
Who's narrating it?
I think he does. doesn't
Really?
he?
Oh, fabulous. Okay. Yeah,
Does he?
Whoa, I was going to play the G chord.
What else? Biographies are always good, aren't they?
Oh, they're fascinating.
They're generally good, unless they're written by sycophants, and then they're not so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't read very many music books. I read like philosophy books and things like that, and books on logic and critical thinking. And I think because I was in quotation marks, a journalist, and I had to edit that
Of
stuff
course.
for many.
Many.
I
Hope that was as good for you as it was for me.
You know, more than 10, less than 20 years. My desire to read it is less, I think.
Okay. Interesting question here from
I have read that book, though, the Stevie Ray one. Sorry.
Right. Is it good?
Yeah.
Who's written by?
I want to say it was written by... I forget the guy's name.
Davo.
Can't remember. I'll know it as soon as I see it.
Frankie Walnut says, Dan, what is one artist from Australia or New Zealand that we all need to know about? I mean, my obvious answer there is going to be Crowded House, Neil Finn. But there's a bunch of wonderful artists. Little River Band, amazing. Skyhooks, man, they had some great stuff. Cold Chisel, it's with some extraordinary guitar playing from Ian Moss. Stratton and Marshall, far out, and some great songs. Check out Ice House, Man of Colours. That was a great album. There's Australia was quite good at music. There's some really good rock bands as well.
Big Man Dan 72 says Courtney Barnett. Great shout. Great shout.
Powderfinger. So, it's so funny. When I was 17, I played in a battle of the bands, and as in my band, we played against Powderfinger, and we beat them. But they were almost like a metal band back then. But since then I've I've come to know Ian Haig, who's the guitar player, who now also plays in the church. Just astonishing musician, wonderful guitar player, and Powderfinger. Wow, they had some amazing songs. Midnight Oil, still one of the best. I've seen them loads. The first time I saw Midnight Oil was still one of the best gigs I've ever seen. There was just the air was electric. Leaf Garrett.
Mickify says ABBA. Not sure they're Australian.
Austrian.
Yeah.
Right.
Swedish.
Tommy Emmanuel, yeah.
The Living End.
King
says Chris
Gizzard
Egg.
King Gizzard and the King Lizard and the Gizzard. Oh, what's it called? King Gizzard and the Gizzard Lizards or something. They're, just phenomenal. But lots of really wonderful.
King
wonderful
Gizzard
bands.
and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Thank you to Deja YouTube for that.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. Surely their name is better than they are. 'Cause
No, dude.
couldn't
They
be
are.
any. There's nothing better than
They
that name.
do almost like concept albums, and they'll do a metal one and a country one, and then they are the most extraordinary musicians. The name was just scratching the surface. You'd hate them.
Yeah. I already know. Amel and the Sniffers says, they were on Jules Holland a few months back, as I
they're
remember.
wonderful. The chats. Oh my goodness. The chats. I'm on Smoko. Oh, so good. So good.
Speaking of chats, Paul Matulovic. Hey,
Hey,
Paul.
Paul.
Hope you're well, buddy. He says, no questions today. Just glad to catch the live again. Please take one from the chat. Okay, there was one on about Mark Knopfler's clean tone somewhere here.
Oh.
Which I thought was quite interesting. A quick one. Sean Eric Book says, what amp would you use if the other guitar player in the band is using a deluxe reverb? 100 watt plexi.
They, just to be sure. Just to be sure.
You could use anything. An AC30 would go great, but it really depends what your sound is, because a deluxe reverb can sound like it can sound really light and plinky and country, or it can sound really heavy and rocky. So really, do you want to sound the same, or do you want to sound different? And once you can define that, then you can start thinking about what amp to use. But it could well be another deluxe reverb. Could be a Princeton, could be an AC15, could be an AC30, could be a Marshall, could be whatever just works in your own dynamic, and that dynamic is always going to be unique. So yeah. Come on, where are you? It was a good question. It was about my. Here we go. It was from Stephen Turner, 8102. Stephen Turner. Hi, Stephen. He says, hi, DNM. Hope you're both well. I'm currently forming a Dire Straits tribute.
Nice.
Mark has a clean sound with a tiny bit of dirt. What transparent gain pedal would you recommend, and also a comp pedal?
I don't know about you. I think that like a Blues Breaker is a good shout for that. And you tell me, but a really nice Dynacomp derivative I think is great for that thing.
Yeah.
Because it's quite compressy, right?
It is. So if you listen, neither of us are Knopfler experts, right? But I would say that one of my favourite albums of all time is Communique.
Oh, okay.
And
one of mine's Brothers in Arms, actually.
Yeah.
I love that album.
So what you hear, so the big difference you hear between something like Communique and Brothers in Arms he gets much more into gain territory.
Right.
So he's got the Cocteau with the Leicester for Money for Nothing. Brothers in Arms itself has just lovely, fairly heavy overdrive tones, actually.
Yeah.
And for that, you're going to need something much more than a light gain pedal. But for Sultans of Swing era and some of the stuff on Communique, for example, you are hearing that whether it was a Schecter or a Fender, I don't know what it was, but that position 2 and 4 Strat sound into a clean amp with, back to Dan's point, something very Dynacomp-y. Now, I personally wouldn't choose a Dynacomp because I can't live with the way it does that thing on the attack of the note. I would have to have something with a dry blend.
So, and that's what I was going to say. That my favourite version of that compressor, Analog Man does a version with the blend control. It's, I really like the Ross style compressor anyway, but the Analog Man he's sort of mastered that circuit, which is very similar to the Dynacomp. But he's got a really beautiful blend control in it. And so that will give you the best of both worlds. And I would say it's worth looking at something quality because that's a really big...
Such a big part of the sound. And I totally agree with Dan.
Yeah.
And if you want to go really quality, have a look at the Origin Effects range of comps.
Yeah.
But the Dynacomp sound, Dan's right, it is much more the Dynacomp kind of sound. We love the Jam Pedals Dynessa.
Oh yeah, fabulous.
Again, the Wampler Ego would do a good job of this, and as with the Keeley, whatever the current Keeley compressor is, there's been so many over the years, but he does a great job of that as well. So depending on where you are in the world.
Yep. Someone's mentioned the Orange Squeezer as well, which apparently he used. Analog Man does a thing called a bi-compressor, which has an Orange Squeezer on one side and the Ross on the other, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I actually prefer, for whatever reason, the Orange Squeezer and the bi-comp, just the way it's fed or something. I prefer the sound of that than just the squeezer by itself. Wonderful compressor pedal.
And I would say, as long as you've got a semi-decent amp, you don't want any overdrive on that for the clean stuff.
No. Let the
And
compressors do the work.
Yeah, you can turn the compressor up and let it push the amp a little bit. Like something like a Deluxe Reverb would just be perfect for that sound.
Yeah.
And you can just push it to the edge if you want to get a bit of edge on the notes. Now, once you get into the heavier stuff, Money for Nothing, some of the gains on other gains on Brothers in Arms and stuff like that is much more gain, and could be any. I mean, obviously loads of mid-range. Whether a TS would be too... Yeah, you could sort of go any which way that suits your guitar and playing style, but quite a lot more gain. Maybe something dual-sided like a Brown Protein, or something that's got a Tube Screamer and a Blues Breaker in one box. I think they're always a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of variations of those. Good luck. That is a big thing to do.
Yeah. But you really enjoy it. Getting inside the music like that and having to sit down and really work out what's going on, it's so good for your playing. It's so good for your playing. So good luck, mate. That's really wonderful.
Yeah. Lots of good suggestions coming in, so awesome. Just use a Dumble.
Just use a Dumble. Just use a Dumble.
There is that. Simon VRDJ has given you a very nice plug, Dan, saying your Danalogs gig is the 20th of November at 8 p.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah. So the two Danalogs gigs coming up. The 20th of November, we are playing at the Vic in Swindon, and the 27th of November, we're playing Fat Lil's.
2 gigs, 2 weeks.
2 gigs in 2 weeks, baby. Come on. That's we're getting the tour T-shirts printed up now, and it's going to be a hoot.
Awesome. Follow Dan on his socials if you want updates on gig dates, and if you're somewhere handy in the UK, go. Chris Costabile.
Hey, Chris.
Why isn't the twin reverb as coveted these days? It was once the dream amp of all my friends, but now it's all deluxes and supers. Also a backbreaker. Yeah, it's a great question, and I think you're right. I think it's not. Maybe it's a bit like what we said about Boss earlier. It's just so obvious and so ubiquitous and so everywhere that people are like, I want something different.
What? That's a great show. Let's get an old twin on. I've heard some glorious sounds from those amps.
I think
Is it just the volume thing?
Not really, because, well, yeah, it could be. So number one, volume. I guess. Okay, here's a theory, and you can
Got some theory music.
agree or disagree. During the 70s, bands got louder. And the Twin was everywhere because it was absolutely standard backline for so many bands outside of rock and metal, I should say. But you'd see them, right? Because they were high headroom, they were clean, they were just everywhere. And bands were getting louder, so you needed more volume. And if you put pedals into it, it was amazing, right? What also happened to the Twin during the 70s and into the 80s was it got worse.
Oh, yes. That is a really good point.
Sound-wise. So no one was using their deluxe reverbs, or I'm saying no one, right? Obviously, I'm massively generalising. People stopped using deluxes, Princetons and all that because they weren't loud enough and started using Twins. And Twins just got worse through the CBS period. And then we get to that point where they get the red knobs on them and Fender gets reborn, and then it's not really a Twin anymore. It's this thing that's got an overdrive channel in it because Paul Revere has been in there mucking around. And so it's still ubiquitous, but now they really are massive and heavy. And then comes the sort of boutique amp revolution, which started with, in the United States, the matchless DC-30, and in the UK, the Cornford Harlequin, a 6-watt tube amp. Seen through the prism of Guitarist magazine, I might add. And all of a sudden, people started looking at small amps again, and stuff like Princetons and Deluxes started to become cool. Everyone was looking for black panel Fenders, Tweed Deluxes, that were amps that just weren't loud enough in the 80s and 90s. But as the 2000s roll around, are the cool shit again. Boutique amp revolution happens, and if you're buying a 100-watt tube amp, you don't buy a Fender Twin.
Yeah, right.
You buy anything but a Fender Twin because everyone used them forever and they are in your local music store marked down. I had 2, 3 silver panel ones that both went wrong because I didn't know how to bias them and the reverb crapped out. So we're like, I don't want that anymore. So I think that's why Twins went out of fashion.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yeah, that's my theory.
I think that's a great theory.
And I think per your question, Chris, they're flipping great.
They're amazing.
And they totally are. And an interesting show would be, here's a black panel 65 style Twin, and here is a late 70s silver panel one. How the same are these?
Yeah.
And the answer is not very the same at all.
Yeah.
In fact, they are radically different.
I dig that. I think that'd be great.
Anyone out there still using one? Rick Romanelli says, we all bought Hot Rod Deluxes in the 90s. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sean Eric Brooks says, I went to a 1,500 seat theatre to see a band this weekend. The guitar player had a Princeton mic'd up and it sounded huge. There you go.
Princetons are amazing.
Ryan Gutwich Black says, my Twin reverb is so heavy. Yeah.
Oh, Johnny T says, get Steve Howe in to play the Twin. Man, there's a video of Yes called Songs. It's a live thing they did. It's quite famous, and he's playing a Switchmaster and a couple of Twins. There are no pedals on stage, and he has the most glorious overdrive. And it's like, so that overdrive is coming from the amps. He's got 2 Twins on stage, turned up so loud that they're overdriving. And he had complete and total mastery over that sound. Yeah. With a freaking Switchmaster. This massive big box. Oh, man alive. I've never met him. I would just love to meet him and just say thank you. I'm just such a big fan of his playing. Those, those early Yes albums. It's just a genius.
Yeah. Good. Okay, let's do that then. We'll do that. Not Steve Howe. We can ask, but
Love that.
and the last question of the night is Rod James. Hello, Rod. This came through on BV texted it to me. Thank you, BV, for doing that. Which of course means I have to find my phone.
Who Mike Blue says, I used a super twin on the road. It's a beast. Yeah. Oh, so that's a good point. Sean Aybrook says, Dan, are you sure he wasn't using an attenuator? He may have been. I don't think so, but he may have been. Again, these are questions to ask him. Please, Mr. Howe, please. We did a version of Roundabout in Tin Spirits, and a friend of mine knows his son, and he sent, it was filmed, it's on YouTube, and it's sent to his son. Steve watched it, he came back and goes, yeah, it's all right. We missed out a whole section because we didn't have an organ.
Have you heard Paul Gilbert's version of it?
No. Is that oh, okay.
Pretty
I don't,
good.
okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I bet.
Rod James says, have you looked at the Celestian Peacekeeper speakers in depth? Yes, we have, Rod.
Yes, we did. Dig 'em.
We did a whole episode on it, and I can tell you when that episode was. We were surprised. We were very surprised. I was surprised about two things. One, thought they sounded great. Two, they were much quieter than we thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
It was called, Rod, the video was called Electric Guitar at Home Volume Celestian Peacekeeper. It's in the title, and it was from the 20th of June 2025. So 20th of June this year, we did a whole video on it. The guys from Celestian came down, and we loaded it into a couple cabs. Loaded it into a cab, two of them, and compared it with an exactly the same cab using Celestian G12Hs. So you get a good side-by-side idea of the difference in terms of volume level. Yes. Sean Eric Brooks says you can pull tubes from a twin to get more breakup at lower volumes, right? I never tried it.
If you're talking about taking the outside pair, you can, but then you need to change the output impedance so you don't hurt things. So if you've got an amp running at 4 ohms and you take the outside pair out, then you double it to 8 ohms or 8 to 16.
I remember buying my first one. I've told this story before, so sorry for boring you all, but I bought it would have been 14. Would have been 14, and I had I want to say a Yamaha 1x12 solid state thing with a built-in distortion circuit.
Right.
And we'd started gigging, and I needed a loud amp, and obviously the local guitar hero in the town had a Fender Twin, and of course I had it on excellent knowledge that Stevie Ray Vaughan used Fender Twins.
Okay.
Which he didn't. So from the Western Gazette, I think it was, our local newspaper, I bought a silver face late 70s, early 80s twin, I guess late 70s, which said 135 watts on the back. But I don't know that it was. But anyway, 46L6.
Did that have the master volume with the pull out
reverb
thing? Yeah.
Did it? I can't remember that. It looked like just a silver panel 70s twin.
Right.
It might have had a master volume, I can't remember. So get upstairs to our little rehearsal space in my friend's house, and I'm like, oh, I know what to do with this.
Dimed everything.
Dimed everything. Ooh, a bit hurty. Bit hurty. That doesn't sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan at all, I said. Anyway, then managed to find 2 yellow Boss Overdrive pedals, and it got a bit closer to it. And then I bought another one when that one broke. And I think another one after that when that one broke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they break, or they just needed valves?
Yeah, and needed valves and all the things I didn't understand. And
Can you play Scuttle Button?
No, not really. So there's conjecture about whether the people out there will know. You'll know. People out there in the chat. Way 1 to play it, bend.
Do that. How do you do that on the G string?
Right?
Yeah.
But if you watch him sometimes, there's a slide.
Okay. That where you go, that thing.
And if you watch him play it, it's much better and not like that at all.
That sounds amazing.
Listen to him.
You sound really good.
It's. I spent years trying to play it, and a bit like every time I try and play slide guitar, it's like, nah, we'll leave that to them.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get a copyright strike for that. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be better. We played it so bad, they have no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Eric, Eric, after I told my long and boring story about silver panel twins, what you say is right. The 65 reissues of Twins are great too. They are, and it's a completely different sound, and you can crank them and get a really lovely overdrive sound.
Yeah, right.
A bit like our deluxe, just twice as much. It's great. Good. I think we're done. James Bless says, I'd love to be able to play that. So would we, mate. So would we. Yeah. Thank you for being with us, everyone. This Friday, as I said, will be vlog from me on fitting the Bigsby to this guitar. I get quite forensic about it, as you can imagine. Do some really good before and after A/B sound tests. And then if I finish it in time, there might be some music in it as well. To actually go, forget about all that. Can you make music with it?
Oh, boy. Yes! Brilliant. Thank you, everyone.
See you Friday, and then we'll see you next Monday, and then we'll see you on Friday, and then we'll see you next Monday, and then we'll see you on Friday, and then we'll see you on Monday. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. It's a big deal to hang out with all you guys. Thank you. Play us out, Dan.